A pattern here. Maybe this goodness you see, it's only in you. You think this world's only problem is they haven't thought things through.
Oh, meaning I'm an arrogant so-and-so. Well, that's the culture made me.
Meaning you're kind and I'm afraid for you. This is why the ship sent me here. Because
we still have a connection.
And I don't want to think about you staying behind in this. I want to persuade you to come back with me.
Well, it knows what it's doing.
It does.
Damn it. Are you hungry? You think we should change this place by giving them perspective, membership in the culture. But I don't want this place to change. You do. When the culture doesn't contact, who's going to get their wish? So stay with me. Get involved. Don't just skate over the surface this time. Fall in.
I think I'm afraid of that. Not falling, that it'll grab me.
You can feel it. I swear none of the others can. Oh, doesn't it feel good?
You're braver than I am, and kinder. You think you can change.
Not change. Just add something. Maybe. Or just be.
I think I'd like to stay with you. For a while.
I was hoping you'd say that. For a few weeks, maybe, from where we left off.
Under whose rules?
What?
You want to be one of these people. Would I be staying with you as culture or human?
How could we tell?
I watched him sleeping. He smelled of the earth. He'd talked and talked about all the radiant and glorious things about this world. But I suppose I thought of where I was, and of the bed mites, and the dry rot, and the sirens outside. And suddenly I just got very afraid. I left before he woke, without even a note. I'd never done anything like that before. Berlin in 1977, after Linter. In my memory, it's like I'd lost my sunglasses. Everything was too bright. Over the weeks, as I saw more and more that troubled me, I started worrying about him more and more. It was like suddenly part of me was inside the things I'd been walking past and ticking off my mental list of things that should vanish. It was like I'd left something terribly valuable behind.
So, how's Berlin?
Insane. This city is in the wrong country, but they still feel obliged to cut it in half. I can feel the nuclear warheads poised. How about we wait for them to go for it, take the missiles out of the air, say, how about trying our way now?
We're concerned about the next 10,000 years, not just until the next war. Now, you haven't been in touch about Linter, neither has he.
He's insane too. Maybe it's Paris, the grand illusion. I'd like him to see this place. It's terrifying. It's everything these people have managed to produce, wreck, reinstate, venerate, condemn, worship. It's a theme park of the West. It's Earth's masterpiece. It's their... you.
Why do I not feel flattered?
Everywhere I go. Bullet holes from a war 30 years ago. Look, right here. Here's where a Red Army soldier must have crouched, drawing fire from... that window there. A global war, and nobody has tidied up.
Well...
Please don't appreciate its beauty.
I was going to say, it takes culture eyes to see this.
It takes common sense, which these people do not have, and Linter doesn't have either. He should see East Berlin, what happens when this lot try to be utopian. Do you want to come through Checkpoint Charlie? Come on, let me show you why we have to fix this.
Proceed. You are now entering East Berlin.
30 years of dust covering the buildings. That's this lot's idea of communism. There are shops where, like that one, you can only spend foreign currency. It doesn't look real, does it?
I have a wider range of shops to compare it to.
Don't start. And just over there is the secret police complex where, as we speak, people are having hot irons put on their skin for agreeing with what this shop represents. I've talked to some of those people, the torturers of utopia, the victims of communal hope. Come on and experience this.
Kan ik Ihnen helfen?
Yes, tell me, is this the best you can make of socialism? Is there something basically wrong with you human beings? Are you ever going to stop making these awful bloody messes?
Would you like to change some money?
Would this be a qualitative or quantitative change?
Sorry?
That's it, you see. Money implies poverty.
I don't think I've ever seen you angry before.
This world wasn't getting to me so much before. Now it feels
Like we'll be leaving a part of the culture behind in it, without wanting to.
very much without wanting to. He asked me to stay and save the world. And I ran like hell, and I feel guilty. And that's new, too. I stayed 3 months in Berlin. It didn't get better. It was a relief to return to the ship. I tramped in to find King Kong being screened in what had suddenly become a great central well in the middle of the accommodation section, at one corner of which was, brought up from Earth,
A genuine palm tree for the jungle ambience. And look, Smar, I've found a use for it.
Oh.
Lee's been doing that for everyone.
He says it's good for the growth, not his if the ship decides to send a knife missile after him.
So, Smar, you're back. I'm free for 5 minutes or 6 hours. I could offer you a small token of my esteem.
Small?
Well, modesty forbids.
No, Lee, I do.
We've been reading your notes.
I loved your description of that deportation memorial.
Oh, we all know what that represents.
Apparently not.
Oh, here we go.
Most memorials are phallic. The monument you were so disturbed by, on the other hand.
No.
You're sublimating your sexuality in this contact nonsense. It's obvious in your daily request to know whether or not we're going to contact. It's will we, won't we? Then Linter commits to a one-on-one and you're so sucked in, jealous.
I am not.
What you want, Diziette, is to be taken by an entire planet.
Well, you're just here for the different tan. Lee, since we got here, this obsession with sex...
I'm obsessed. The ones down there are. Do you know how many different words they have for genitalia? And we have one each. Neither of them swear words. I'm from the culture, so unlike them, I admit, I like connecting them. While you were away, I started a boredom society.
Why?
I thought it might be interesting. No, I thought it might give us perspective on that deeply boring planet.
You think Earth is boring?
Yeah, because it's too busy. You can hardly set foot there without somebody killing somebody, or painting somebody, or making music, or pushing back the frontier of science, or being tortured, or killing themselves, or dying in a car crash, or hiding from the police, or suffering from some absurd disease. There's nowhere for the audience to stand. It's like a badly made slasher movie. It's boring.
You're mad.
And you're boring.
Oh, pay no attention. Listen, Smar, this thing with Linter isn't serious.
What do you mean?
I mean about him living on Earth. What else? He'll see some horror or other and change his mind. Smar, are you listening?
You are all right, aren't you?
I
hate to be a gooseberry.
But ship! I could go mountain descending. Drop me at the top of Everest. They'll think I'm a Yeti.
I'll consider it. No.
Boring.
Please, Smar, walk with me. I shall indicate my presence with this hovering drinks tray. Come on now, come away. While you were away, I sent a request on a postcard to the BBC World Service asking for Mr. David Bowie's Space Oddity for the good ship Arbitrary and all who sail in her.
And?
They didn't play it. And here I am, if I should so choose, able to swamp their entire electromagnetic spectrum.
Listen, about Linter.
He really looked into you, didn't he? And you looked into him.
Have you thought about just kidnapping him?
Well, obviously. I can think of 23 different ways, including just displacing him from there to here, like in Star Trek. Oh, have you seen that? Such a hoot. But that, you see, would be an admission on my part.
That you couldn't outwit him?
That I even wanted to. It'd be so inelegant. Did you know that Linter has moved? No, he hasn't been in touch with you, has he? He's in Oslo now. He said he had to make sure it wasn't just Paris he loved. Typically awkwardly, a few minutes after you were picked up, he asked to see you.
Oh.
You don't have to go.
Yes, I do. I have to do better this time.
Sma? There you are.
It had only been 12 weeks since I'd seen him. But he looked so different. He was walking differently. He looked thinner, pale, not so physically imposing. I am so sorry.
No, I was freaked out by you leaving like that, but only for a while. These things pass. You got scared.
I shouldn't have said that about culture or Earth. I mean, it's us, isn't it? Whichever. And then me going, not talking.
Let's not talk about it.
Oh, that's so strange, so alien. To not want to...
Thank you for coming. How was Berlin?
Oh, don't ask. So, listen.
I'm still staying. Do you think you have the moral authority now to ask me not to?
Oh, damn it, don't deal in their currency. Linter...
I asked to see you because I wanted to see you. My time's ticking away now. Before the decision's made, I mean before the ship leaves. And I wanted to give you this.
Your terminal?
Yeah, I haven't used it for weeks.
Why not keep it but not use it if there's an emergency?
Please, as a friend. It's a formality.
Okay. Okay.
What's wrong?
You're looking ill.
It didn't tell you.
What?
I got the ship to alter me. Inside.
Oh, no.
Guts, more like the locals. Have the drug glands taken out, and the loop system in my balls. So now I have to go to the toilet. Immune system's less than perfect. Can't change sex now. Sorry. Things will still regrow if they get chopped off, and I'll still live a culture lifespan. I think it wants to know I'm committed before it resets my clock. Oh, and I had it change my eyes. You said about me having culture eyes, remember? So you said I couldn't become them. You were right. This was what was in the way. No, don't look like that. It's good. It's good. I see like them now. It's a bit fuzzier, fewer colours, sort of squashed up. Ears and nose, too. Nose like yours. It enhances what you do experience, you know?
Linter, please stop. Please come home with me right now.
Oh, that's very forward of you.
Stop talking like them. I mean back to the ship, to reality.
Reality? I like that.
By agreeing to mutilate... No, I'm sorry. I mustn't say that. The ship is rubbing your nose in it. Don't you see that? You're doing this terrible thing just to annoy us.
I don't care about the ship. We made it. It's just a machine.
Oh, that's the most ridiculous thing I've heard you say. What isn't a machine? And we didn't make it, other machines did.
I do care what you think. As a friend.
Stop calling me that. That's rubbing my nose in being culture. What do you want me to be? Your girlfriend? Your wife?
We are the ones who are different, Sma. We self-mutilated. This is the mainstream. They're real because they live how they have to. We are not because we live as we want to.
This is the mental home, and you've pulled me down into it. You're insulting these people as well as the culture. They would say you're crazy.
Look, these people might be able to do it, all on their own. But by something natural. They still understand, and we don't.
Natural? This lot'll tell you anything is natural. Hating blacks, white, women, men, gays, straights, that's natural to them.
Look, we've lost the idea of shame.
What? We should be what? Ashamed? Of being conscious? Should I be ashamed? What is wrong with you? You're more alien than they are. At least they have an excuse. You're the recent convert, aren't you? The fanatic, the zealot. I feel sorry for you.
Well, thank you. I didn't want you to understand me too quickly, and I don't think you are.
Don't try and make me laugh.
Smart.
Don't touch me.
Oh, well, there's the limit of culture tolerance.